Welcome back, everybody, to a new episode of the Wisemen Say podcast powered by Yama Media. Man, we haven't done this in forever.
Man, we were on our own little international break.
It was more than an international break. Golly.
And we had All Star too, so All Star International.
Yeah, definitely. But back again, like we never left. Hi, Fisher alongside Jerald Lucas. My friend, how have you been?
I'm doing good. It's starting to feel a little better, but it's that time of the year. The weather outside is crisp, cool, got that breeze, and American football is getting ready to start. So between now and February of next year, you got to put that "Do Not Disturb" sign on the door or and your phone, because there's too much sports going on.
Yep. The some of my colleagues at OMS, we made a fantasy football league today, and we made it. We said the loser has to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House. The only way you can get time taken off, every waffle is an hour, and then like everything else is some odd minutes or whatnot. So should be a fun one.
Oh my
Should be
god!
should be should be a fun thing to do. Other than that, I mean, not too much of a big show today, you know. Um, but I think what we want to do is get right into this
League's Cup.
yep, and just let's talk about this little penalty kick shootout that we had.
Man, listen, I don't know about you because I moved up to the top row, but um, I about had a heart attack.
Eric doing well, man. Hope you are too. Yeah, no, I did too. I that, that first goal within 14 seconds of the uh of the game was
Well,
ugh.
I heard what Nazi said. He's like, come on, not now. We just started the
Yeah.
game. But it took about 18 minutes for the crew to settle down. And
Yeah.
they had chances. They had some chances in that first half, but they just could not finish it. So I mean it's I don't know, man.
Um first half, I mean, we kind of turned it on in the first half.
Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end. Um but it I kind of I kind of was like, okay, so this is how the day is going to go. I figured, New York would have gotten like 2 or 3 within the first half. Um but I mean, I think they kind of rushed that little play first. How they
Well,
how they like
Sean had a costly turnover right there. He didn't have control of the ball when he got it.
that was
And
Rudy.
what No, that was Sean.
No, that was Rudy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was
I could have
Rudy.
swore it was Sean got the pass and he couldn't control it as NYC was pressing,
Nah,
and then it was off from the races from there.
that was Rudy.
My bad, Sean, if you watch the show, my bad. Oh, but man, 15 seconds into the game, I mean, they timed they honestly New York timed it perfectly for them. They wanted to, in my opinion, they wanted to come out and smack Columbus in the mouth, and that's exactly what they did.
Oh boy, did they ever!
They wanted to stun Columbus and see how they responded. And I hate to say it, this team this year, you don't want to do that. You don't want to make them uh you don't want to have them have their back against the wall. Because when the crew have their back against the wall, it's a whole different animal right there. In case in point, about right around the 20th minute is when they started being the ones, with the high press.
Yeah, I think Eric nailed it right here. That's a great deflection off of oh, who was it? I don't even have the roster with me. Um, was it Martinez? Martins? Alonzo Martins? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ball was off of him perfectly. Because that's just a one touch, open the hips up, low curler shot to the back post past Patrick Schulte.
And honestly, Patrick didn't have a chance to stop that.
No way. I don't think Patrick was even ready.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
After that goal by New York really didn't seem to get near Patrick. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really seem to challenge him, if I could put it like that. They didn't really
Yeah.
challenge him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just something about that when they start from the north, defending the north end. Yeah. And I heard Patrick said he wanted Darlington to choose the other end, even if we lost the coin toss.
Oh, yeah, because that's the way they always go.
Yeah. But hey, you gotta play the game, right? Regardless of which way you start.
Yeah. What'd you make of Cucho's header?
Oh my God. Beautiful. And somebody pointed it out on Twitter, but without Yevon running interference, Cucho doesn't get that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Without Cucho making a delay run into the box and Yevon making that run, drawing the defenders towards him, Cucho's not open for the header.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And that was who was in goal
For
New York.
Matt Freese.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I wanted to say Sean Johnson, but he's at
Wrong.
the
Wrong team. Crazy technique, running away from goal to get any power. Yeah, no, that he was running away. Like the fact that he was able to get most of his body weight on that header with his head going away from goal is just pure class. I think Taylor Tolman said it best. That's a world class header from a world class number 9.
Because and he's true. I mean, finally Taylor's saying something good about Columbus. But Cucho is a pure 9. And when you're a true, authentic, pure number 9, you have to master that position.
Mm-hmm.
Every which way to score a goal. So you have to work at, doing headers, going away from the goal. You have to work at the dive. You have to work at, the bikes, the scorpions, you have to have those all down pat to where it's almost like muscle memory, to do them and be able to execute them at a high proficiency.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no, as soon as Cucho jumped with that cross from it's something about Max and his crosses right there. I think, everybody says that Julian Gressel is one of the best at when it comes into those long crosses into the box. I think you can also argue for Max
Yeah.
because you look at the New York game, beautiful cross with that curl too. You look at the match before that, he had that cross to who? Christian. You know what I'm saying? So you could put him up there with Gressel when it comes to crosses.
Yeah. I can see that.
That's my opinion. I might take flack from other people because he's with Inter Miami now, and everybody, how they feel about Inter Miami. But Gressel, when he was here with Columbus, he was doing that.
Yeah.
When he was with Vancouver, he was doing that.
Atlanta,
you know what I'm saying? So I think Max is coming to his own this year.
he's having a career year. He's definitely having a career year. Actually, hang on, let me see.
I hate to say it, but Issa's gonna be getting some phone calls in the winter about him.
Max?
Yeah.
I believe it.
If not, if he hasn't gotten any phone calls now, towards the end of the season, especially, Columbus goes to a second MLS Cup in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Teams are going to be calling for Max Armstead, like, what's the ticket? How much do you want for him?
Yeah.
And at that point, if Issa decides Columbus is in a steal regardless. If you look at his salary plus whatever, versus whatever Issa decides to let, Max go for, that salary is not going to be a near what Issa could get for him.
20 games played, 15 games started. He's played almost 1,300 minutes, 3 goals, 5 assists, 30 total scoring attempts with 13 shots on target. Has an 88 accurate pass percentage. And he's already almost doubled his stats from last year.
Just crazy.
Yeah, he's having a career year. And for someone as young as him, who is 23 years old, I think he is one of these underrated players that could make a name for himself, even more of a bigger name for himself in Europe.
All right, hey, another Aiden.
Yeah. Yeah, and this right here. Yao is pretty much, I hate to say Yao's pretty almost like not even there.
Yeah.
The consistency that Max has shown over the last few games, I say probably like the last month or so. I think
when he got that start at Real Salt Lake, or no, he also got the start down, I think, too, in Champions Cup.
Yeah, I think he also started in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, by him showing that, he fought Yao for that starting position. because Yao was the starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And um, yeah, Alex, I see him coming back. Yao, I see him going.
I don't think either of them come back. I don't think
But
either. I think the only way Alex comes back is if Christian or Diego or
Jason,
Sean move on.
see, Sean's here for another. He got his extension this year. But I mean, it's ah,
He's got to have a
Max is
signing clause in
just
his contract. That I do not know. I do
that's a
not
good
know.
question.
Yeah, I know.
But
Good.
Max is just having just one of those. Max is just having one of those breakout years. And the fact that he started with San Jose Quakes too, and we drafted him,
Absolutely finesse
and
the system.
that was Bez. I think that was Bez and Corey.
I believe it.
But finesse the whole entire league. Because when they announced that draft pick, everybody was sitting there scratching their heads like, how is this possible?
Yep.
Like he plays for the Quakes too. And then they broke down after that pick, after they picked him, they broke down how it was possible.
A little bit of a surprising one, but here's how it's done.
But I remember telling you when we drafted him in 22, this kid has great footwork. And it just his footwork and his ability to create chances was just like unreal and I was shocked that we got him, that we were able to, because of I forget what it was, the rule that allows them, second team players to be drafted by other teams.
Yeah.
And man, I was so excited.
Moving on to the second half, I think we can both agree that was a lackluster half of soccer. I think I got kind of bored. I think I most of my recap done in that second half.
I did too. Well, I didn't get my recap done. I'm finishing that up tonight. But there was nothing really to tweet in the second half. You know what I'm saying? There was other than the goal. After the goal happened, it was like like
Oh yeah.
like what? This is the first time I've ever gotten up at a crew game and went and got something to drink while the game was going on. Was in the second half.
I went up in the first half to use the bathroom before the Cucho's goal.
I'm gonna be having tryouts for a new co-host.
Oh man,
Listen, I thought I saw his name on the board for the seating chart. I swear to God, I saw the name John, and I'm like, please hold on. I had to go back and look. Like, please do not. Like, I'm like, no.
Oh,
like,
imagine
please
that.
do.
I'd be like, no, I'm not.
No, I'm leaving. I'm bye. I'm leaving. Hey, I'm about to go sit in the stands and do.
Right. Connor, Cucho's goals in the first half. But no goals in the second half. Kind of boring, honestly.
See, I thought to give a little more speed, right? You had Farsi on the right, and you had Max on the left. I thought they could have brought in AZ
That's fair. Yeah.
and used both Mo and AZ, and could have possibly got a goal. But DeJuan Jones, though, don't get me wrong.
We'll touch on him later.
No, but besides that, he created some chances that were there. The team just could not finish.
Sweet.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Manuel said, the Max Starfin Max Arston's almost goal was
Which one? Because he
the
did
one
put the ball in the back of the net, but it was offside.
the one that hit the crossbar.
Oh, okay, the first one, the first attempt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and just a little more like curl on it, and Matt Freeze. Yeah.
Penalty kick shootout.
This is what I was worried about.
You know what? Me too. Honestly, I really was But then again, I'm like, I was sitting there before our Dominicans game against Shawnee State.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting there like, man, I don't know who's in net. And if it goes to a penalty shootout, I don't know how well Hagen is in penalty shootouts. I like Patrick in penalty shootouts, but I don't against NYCFC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think Patrick. I think if he's like a split second sooner on a couple of them, they only get the one.
So I was worried about PKs because Patrick hadn't played in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when he doesn't play consistently, he's not as sharp.
Yeah. And that's what Nancy touched on afterwards. He originally wanted to give this game to Nico.
Yeah.
He originally was going to give that game to Nico. But I can't remember exactly what it was that he said changed his mind to give the game to Patrick.
I think he, from what I heard, and I think what I read is that with league play coming back next week, he wanted to make sure that Patrick was fresh for league play.
Yeah.
So that's why he said that he chose to go with Patrick, which I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
so I found it. Quote, listen, the idea behind that was, to be honest, I was in between because I wanted to give this game to Nico, but it's important also for Pat to have a game before the beginning of the last part of the season. That's why I decided with the staff to start Pat. I didn't know about the PKs. He saved one, good for him and good for his confidence. End quote. So it makes sense as to why he gave NYCFC to Patrick. Now, if Hagen would have started, I think Philadelphia tomorrow, and we'll touch on this later, I think Philadelphia tomorrow goes to Pat. If Hagen would have started New York City, Philadelphia goes to Patrick. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, especially with Philly starting to play a little better ball.
Yeah.
But we'll touch on that later.
Mano says, I want us to be more direct with Dewan. He can help break those mid blocks and get us into the final third. Yes. Wholeheartedly. Kucher's pen was so nonchalant. The ball's in that man to it. Yeah. Massive. I was really surprised that Camacho was the first to take a pen for us and he buried that shit with authority. So, okay. I don't know if any of you guys know this or heard of this or actually know this, but Nazi did not decide this lineup for penalties at all.
Nazi does it when it comes to shootouts. Nazi does not choose the lineup.
No, he leaves it all to the players. He leaves it to the players. Patrick needed the mentality. He was going to score on 4 times by yeah. But that's also a whole different ball game. That's getting scored on 4 times by Morocco is not the same as getting scored on 4 times by the Philadelphia Union last year to start the season.
Don't bring that up.
It's all. Am I wrong though?
You're not.
It's a whole different ball game. One's the start of the season. You're just getting acclimated with the playing system, and now you're getting thrown to the wolves because our main goalie is somehow, some way caught up with some other shit.
Who, by the way, who's not in a club anymore.
Yeah,
he's not playing.
Then Morocco is what was that quarterfinals of the Paris Olympics. So that kind of holds a more weight to.
It stings harder.
Goals, yeah, because you're playing for your country to advance to winning a gold medal the first time in X amount of years, if at all, as opposed to getting your club team to the semifinals in a one-off tournament right in the middle of your season. But I do agree that he needed that mentality boost to kind of snap back into MLS play or Leagues Cup, whatever, MLS, and get reacquainted with the playing system.
Yeah.
I think Nazi's everybody's soccer Yoda. Jeez, that man is just a philosopher.
So to answer your question, Connor, Camacho's not a second captain. He's a second Nazi. He's a second player, head coach out there on the field because he's been there with Nazi in Montreal, so he knows the system, and he knows what Nazi expects out of the players. So I mean, he's also a loud voice in the locker room as well. But when he's out on that field, he's Nazi 2.0 on the field. Just think of it as Austin Powers and Mini-Me. He's Nazi's Mini-Me out there on the field. That's the best way to put it. Or since we're talking about soccer Yoda, Nazi's Yoda and Camacho's Luke Skywalker. Am I wrong?
No. Nope, not at all.
But yes, the way that he buried that PK.
I was nervous. I was nervous, but hey, kudos to him. Any last thoughts before you walk us through the Cappy game that was Sunday?
So I think with Diego, right? If he would have put just a little air on it.
That's what everybody's saying.
Just a little more air. Just a little more air, and we only miss one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But DeJuan Jones to the rescue. you know. And he just buried that. Like it looked like he just lobbed the ball into the
Yeah.
like,
Really quick before you take us through Cappies, what do you say?
uh transfer window.
Yeah.
I say a B minus because we do need a true center back behind Rudy. I know Nazi system loves to have guys play, in other positions, but
Hmm.
we need somebody that's vocal. We need somebody that's skillful like Rudy to be back there. And yes, we do need, somebody that could take the place of Nagby eventually. That's something that maybe the super draft, coming up this off season. That's something maybe the off season transfer window.
Oh, do we know when and where that is?
I don't know. I wish they would go back to letting them have, letting people show up to them.
Yeah, I know, right?
But transfer window, I say a B minus. Great, great. We got AZ, we got Dylan, we got Dewan, which Issa in his first act fleeced his first fleecing act fleeced New England. But I think Will Sands will do better in Porter's system. With him running a 4-3-3 or a 5-3-2 or a 5-2-3.
Whatever
You
he
know what I'm
runs.
saying? Yeah. But a solid B minus, a high B minus.
Yeah. I probably agree with everything you said, honestly, because that's what I was thinking. Um, however, I do think that it'll be more so of the winter window than the super draft, if anything, because I think the super draft, like we see Jaden Daw now with Crew 2, right?
He's starting to he's starting to turn alive.
I I think we'll see more of the winter window activity for a Nagby Camacho replacement. Not really replacement, but um like as Manuel said,
At the
understudy
Yeah,
than a super draft pick. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Moving on, you want to walk us through Cappies?
It's gonna be real quick because it doesn't show who scored the goals.
Well, do this because I really got to blow my nose.
All right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a new Cappy's Corner. Um, the Cappies were in action for the first time in 2 weeks as they took on New England Revolution 2 at Historical Cruise Stadium. As I stated before, the whatchamacallit, the recap for MLS Next Pro doesn't have who scored, but it was a final of 2-1 in full time. Cappies get all 3 points. They now move, pull back up the standings. Dun, 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 dun. They still sit in third place behind FC Cincinnati 2 and Philadelphia Union 2 with 39 points. Philadelphia Union 2 with 41, and then Kentucky FC 2 with 43. As they will be in action next Monday, the 26th, at Subaru Park in Philadelphia to take on the Union 2. Nico Rincon was the hard hat winner of the match for the Cappies. just all around, everybody's starting to get into that playoff form. Crew 2 did sign. Let me get his name correct. Ibrahim Hima Sai, who dun, 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 dun. Where did it go? Who is from Senegal and had playing time with Stoke City U18. He also represented Senegal at the 2019 FIFA U17 World Cup. He is a midfielder. So he's got time, he's got time over there in Europe. He's also played, he spent 2 seasons with Stoke City's FC's under 21 team and England's Premier League 2. He got his first career assist in 2021 when Stoke City beat Nottingham Forest U21. So I mean, he definitely is going to bring some flavor to the Cappies. He does come in from TC Westerlo in Belgium. So look forward to him getting in there, starting to learn the system, and having fun with the Cappies.
My bad. To answer who scored, Gio and Cole scored for Crew 2.
Okay.
Gio
and Cole. Eesh,
yeah.
That's a nice combo.
For my side of things, Ohio Dominican soccer is well underway. Preseason. We got absolutely rocked against Ohio State, but that's okay. That was to be expected.
Ohio State.
Yeah. Brian Mason off. I mean, you can't compete with that. And then we beat Shawnee State 1-0. That was fun. And then I got to go to the Greek game right afterwards. I'm debating on whether or not I want to go tomorrow.
Did you put your application in?
You mean that I RSVP?
Yeah.
No. But our game we have a game tomorrow against Capital. They got moved from 6:30 up to 5:30.
Oh, you're cutting it.
Yeah, I know. That's the problem. I'm cutting it real close.
I can't come get you this time.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm cutting it real close. It is what it is. I'll probably just come home and watch it on Apple TV anyway. So it is what it is. But we have a game tomorrow at home against Capital. If anybody wants to come out, free admission on the campus of Ohio Dominican. We play Capital Comets. Get a little bit of collegiate soccer in before heading down to lower.com field. And yeah, should be a fun time tomorrow.
Both black and yellow.
Huh?
Both black and gold teams are playing tomorrow.
Yep. 11-9.
I'll say though that Shawnee State game though it was competitive when I got when I pulled up I saw it was competitive, but then that second half goal or last period,
the last period, the last 30 the third 30-minute period that we had.
Yeah,
that
right there was just monster.
That was good. Moving on, looking at tomorrow. Crew Union. Philadelphia will be without is it Jose Martinez?
Yes.
And Ty Baribo. Baribo with a red card, which I think is completely soft.
He got 2 yellows.
It's still soft. Both of them soft.
Like he was already on one.
That first one, soft. That second one, soft. I'm telling you now, that's so soft. Like, don't get me wrong, right? I'm happy. We actually have a chance. But that was those were soft. Those were soft yellows, I'll tell you that. Did not mean to do that. I meant to tighten it. There we go.
Oh my god.
Jose Martinez makes the move to Corinthians in Brazil. And now we face the Union. We haven't faced the Union yet. At all.
No.
So this is the first time we get a chance to look at the Philadelphia Union.
I mean, they do got Quinn Sullivan, and they got his brother,
and Kevin Sullivan. Yeah. Do we see Kevin Sullivan tomorrow make an appearance? Yes or no?
Yes. I wholeheartedly think that it's he's gonna make an appearance, because you take a look, who does Philly really have anymore?
Jack Elliott, Kai Wagner,
Defender.
Who? Jack Elliott?
Kai's
not a defender.
They have him listed as a defender.
Kai Wagner is a defender? No way. Kai Wagner is not a defender. If anything, he's a midfielder. There's no way he's a defender. That's just asinine. Kai Wagner's what? Defender?
All right, so you got Kai, you got Jack Elliott.
And they got
McLean.
Can I not go back? Back. There we go. Daniel Gazdag. Bedoya. Andre Blake, an absolute monster. Jacob Glaznes, Harriel, Damian Lowe. I mean, they still have some solid people. They still have some solid people.
They still got some solid, but at the same time, it's not the same, like, it's not the same Philly that we played against last year to start the season.
Right.
No Carranza. You know what I'm saying? What was the other one that made a move? I can't think. There was another one from Philly that made a move.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But you have no Carranza. You have no Jose Martinez. You're without, one of your scorers. You know what I'm saying? So Don't get me wrong. The one that scares me is Dazgog. I hate that. Yeah, I hate that man with the passion.
Why?
Because he's automatic from PK. If we get into a shootout with Philadelphia, right, and it's tied at the end of 90 minutes, you know who they're putting up there first.
Yeah.
Or they'll save him to, to seal the deal.
For the winning.
Yeah. No, we saw that they gave him all the bullshit ass penalties that they called against Columbus last season to start the season off. which shouldn't have been, PKs at all. They gave him the PK, they told him to take the PKs and he was just straight. You all right?
Hang on.
Wonder something strange. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, man. Well, Jose Martinez for Philly did complete his transfer to the Corinthians, so he's not with Philly. But like I said, Gas Dog, is a sniper when it comes to those PKs, and I don't want to go to a PK shootout with Philly with having him there. Everybody in the chat, do y'all think that we see Quinn Sullivan or Kevin Sullivan? Drop it below in the chat to let us know. Why we take this 2-0. Oh, you're already making predictions, Manuel. Sheesh.
Thought I heard somebody messing with my door handle.
And we got somebody jumping the gun when it comes to predictions.
We're getting to that next. God damn it, Manuel. We're getting to that.
Manuel says no cabin.
I can see that. But then again, I can also see him getting like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I can also see that. I think we see Kevin Sullivan if they're winning. If they're losing, no. That's just me.
So question.
Yeah.
So regardless of winning on Wednesday, the first three, right? First 3 or 4 get the Champions Cup berth, correct?
First 3.
First 3? Okay.
So if we win, we're going to get a spot regardless. If we lose, we need to win the third place game to get a Champions Cup spot. Because, damn it, I want a rematch against Pachuca. I want a rematch.
Doesn't all Crew fans want that rematch?
I want a rematch, damn it.
We could have had it.
Huh?
We could have had it in Leagues Cup.
Yeah, I know. But the stakes are higher in Champions in CONCACAF.
Yeah.
They're higher because I want a spot in the next FIFA Club World Cup.
2026?
Since we missed out. Nah,
no,
it's not 26.
2025.
Nah, it's 27, I think.
Well, the one that's coming up is 2025, but then after that.
Right, but we're not getting that one, though. We're not getting one.
No.
We're not getting that because we don't even know if we're going to win the cup yet.
It'd be nice.
If all goes as planned and they're talking about the winner of MLS Cup and Supporter Shield, it's not going to be from 24. It's not going to be from 23. It's going to be from this season. So,
but if Crew wins the MLS Cup,
yeah, then
24.
Then I can see us beating whoever's going to win the Shield, which might be Miami. I can see us beating Miami for that final spot in FIFA Club World Cup.
Oh, don't say that too loud for Kentucky fans.
Look, they're just happy to even still be relevant now that they have Gioacchini. What does Columbus need to do to win tomorrow?
Eliminate turnovers.
big time.
Eliminate turnovers. Finish in the final third. And like the players always say, Nazi tells them to stay on task. And I've said it before too. When the team is out there, looks like looking like they're out there having fun and creating chances and or they're scoring, the team is dangerous.
Yeah.
And we saw that against LAFC 5-1. What I'm saying? They were out there laughing and at missed chances that almost went in, but laughing at it. Like when Ramirez missed the PK. Ramirez took an LAFC. He laughed it off like, oh well. Yeah, he had a PK shot. It was in the second half.
There was a penalty against LAFC?
Yep. Go back and watch it. Late second half, and he took the PK, and I think it was either saved or he overshot it. But he was laughing it off. So go out there, have fun, get back to your roots, eliminate the turnovers, and stay with the task at hand.
I don't see a penalty. Yeah, I don't see a penalty.
If it wasn't LAFC, I can't remember then. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to look.
It was one of those games.
I think I know what game you're talking about, but then again, I'm not too sure myself.
It could have been the KC game right after that.
Was it Miami?
It could have been the KC. The 4-0 win over KC.
I don't see one in KC. It wasn't there. Was it? Was it Atlanta?
It was a win. It was one that we won.
Okay, it was one of the games that we won. I don't know. I have to go back and look at all these box scores.
But he took a PK and laughed it off because the crew were already up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were already up, and he just oh well, darn.
Moving on. It looks like Manuel's already jumped the gun. But predictions?
We want to do both games?
Yeah, I was planning on it. Mm-hmm. We'll start with LAFC in Colorado.
Alrighty, LAFC in Colorado. Well, my dream would be to have Colorado versus Columbus in the finals, with Zach Steffen coming back to Columbus for the first time since he went over to Europe.
2017, I believe.
Yeah, so 7 years. So that's what my dream would be. Now, reality is LAFC is going to beat Colorado.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put a score. You know what? I'll put a score on there. I'm gonna go 3-1.
3-1.
LAFC.
LAFC.
But there's also, I'm gonna put an asterisk by it because Colorado has taken down some tough Liga MX teams.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running on a
Adrenaline.
high right now. Yeah, they're running on a high right now.
Mm-hmm.
So which that might push them, and they could possibly pull the upset to where they'll be in the finals. But I see LAFC winning it 3-1.
Give me 2-0 LAFC. However, I do hope it's going. I do hope it's a good game, no matter what. I do hope it's a good game because if I'm not mistaken, I think Colorado has gotten better than the previous 2 times that they've played each other.
Well, they did beat LAFC the first time this year, and then when they played again,
They did. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. Yep.
LAFC. I think it was it was either a draw or LAFC won.
I think LAFC won.
So it was, so I think they're 1-1, so far this season. So that's my dream. I would love Colorado to be in the final.
Yeah.
But,
Same.
On paper, LAFC is.
Yeah. LAFC is just. Yeah. That's just not really a given, but it is what it is. I said 2-0.
You said 2-0.
Yeah.
So before we move on, Miguel did make a point though. If Colorado could get them to PKs, Stefan, will prove, can prove that, why he needs another look for the national team. Because that man was like, whoever tweeted it out, Zach Steffen was standing on his head in that shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked like he was Doc Ock out there with all the mechanical arms, just helping him move around out there. You would have thought he was part of the breakdancing team for the national U.S.
Yeah. Now the game that matters.
Yeah.
Columbus, Philadelphia.
They let me down with my 4-0 prediction over NYFC. Philly's a little is tougher than them. I'm gonna go 2-0 Columbus.
2-0. Give me 2-1 Columbus. Rossi, Cucho, and I don't know who scores for Philly. It's just consolation goal.
Glesnes.
I don't know if he plays. Yeah,
Baribo.
He's out. He's suspended.
I know.
He can't score. So yeah, I got Columbus and LAFC in the final. MLS Cup rematch. Let's do it.
I mean that's honestly what it seems like it's shaping up to be.
Yeah, it really is.
Either 2023, MLS Cup final rematch or 2022 finals rematch. That's what
LAFC were in the MLS Cup in 22 against Philadelphia.
Yeah, and Philly, and that went to PKs.
Yeah, it did. Last segment before we wrap up, because I have another podcast at 9. Yellow card, red card.
Bastard.
How am I a bastard? What do you mean?
Lucky.
Oh.
They don't like me. I got a yellow card. So For all you drivers out there, when you're going down a road that's got cars parked on the side of it and another car's coming the opposite direction and there's no way to, really move over, what do? You be courteous. Sometimes they'll let they'll let you keep going, or you be courteous and you let them come over and they give you that, that gesture of, the thank you hand, right? So I was delivering for Amazon today, and I pulled over to let this older lady, come by because there was no way for her to keep going with all the cars parked on the street. As she doesn't return that, that thank you gesture. That irks my nerves. I mean, it's not going to stop me from driving, but when someone's courteous to either let you over or to, let you come, go by, before continuing on, I'll at least give that hand gesture of, the thank you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long to lift up your hand off the steering wheel. Thanks. It doesn't take that much energy either. So that's my yellow. Don't really have a red today.
Um, I don't think I have anything, honestly. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no. I don't really have anything.
That's shocker.
I know, right? I know. However, I do want to say that my childhood is coming right back. Backyard sports is coming back, and I cannot be more happy.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait. Pablo Sanchez, first overall draft pick, and if anybody wants to smoke in soccer, hockey, baseball, basketball, whatever, and you're on console, if you want to play me, be prepared to quit. Because Pablo Sanchez is going to be running wild all over your team.
Oh Lord. See that those started coming out, you know what I'm saying? Like as I was getting older.
Yeah,
Like I remember playing backyard baseball,
that was the shit.
but I wasn't there for the soccer or the hockey.
That's how I got my fandom as being the Tampa Bay Lightning fan. Because the
Oh,
one that I had didn't have the jackets on it.
see, mine was in a NHL Blitz or NHL Hits. I'm sorry, because NFL Blitz. So where with NHL Hits, you sit there, power up, and just start fighting.
Yeah,
Like I was like, "Ooh, I could fight. Let's go."
yeah. Nah, man, backyard. When I saw the trailer today, man, I about cried.
Ain't nothing like NHL hockey and the Fox Sports, the old school Fox Sports comes on. The I forget the theme song that they had for Fox Sports back then. But this was oh NHL like early 2000s,
Mm-hmm.
and it had the Fox Sports. So that was my shit. I played with Dallas.
They suck.
Mike Madonna, and I bounced around between Dallas and New Jersey.
The Devils.
Yeah.
Fair. Fox Sports Ohio, man, that Fox Sports Ohio was the best. Fox Sports
We
Ohio.
are Fox Sports.
We are Ohio. That's it for the show. I gotta get ready to pop on to another podcast. And I'm gonna go get some more jambalaya. Thank y'all for tuning in. Much appreciated. Sorry we've been busy in our lives. But feels good to be back. You guys can check out the Linktree link in our Twitter bio to listen to all past episodes and this one soon on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, iHeart. You guys can watch us also on YouTube, Spotify, Goals TV, and the Yamo Media app. You guys can follow us on Twitter at Wiseman Pod, on Instagram at the Wiseman Say Podcast, on TikTok at Wiseman Pod. Excuse me. You guys can follow Jerald on Twitter.
Jerald _ Lucas 96.
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Fisher Tyler __. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, check out our merch store. Every penny of merchandise that gets sold goes back into the show. Also, check out the supporters link in the Spotify description. Again, same thing. Every penny that goes into that goes back to the show for travel, food, gas, hotels, all that fun stuff. Also, be sure to I was gonna say something else too. I can't remember what I was gonna say. Am I missing anything?
You hit all the nail on the head.
Yeah, let's go. Joe, my friend, it's been fun as always getting to talk soccer. And look forward to doing it again soon.
After hoisting a cup.
Yeah, definitely. And
that's a heavy cup.
Dude, it looks heavy, dog. It looks fucking massive. Golly.
Like, where the hell they gonna display it at?
Jesus Christ. Looks like two Great Dane dog bowls put together. Fucking hell. Gerald, my friend, it's been fun. Like I said, we hope we get to do this soon, talking about a championship. And yeah, that's it. As tradition goes, Wisemen say,
only fools rush in.
Peace out, everybody. Have a good week. Stay safe, stay hydrated, stay cool. Hug your loved ones. Go Crew.
Stay wise, y'all.